everyone,
hey.
And welcome back to my channel. So I'm back with Daniella for another video. Yeah, so if you're new here, hello, welcome. If you're returning, hi. So in today's video we're going to be speaking about loan working. So what is loan working?
Working alone, isn't it?
I remember a training I did and we're all like working alone.
Like,
yeah, so loan working, if you don't know, it essentially is working alone,
which a lot of social workers do.
Yeah, and I guess the loan working policy will be to ensure the safety of loan workers, which is social workers, not just social workers.
Not just social workers, because I do loan working and I'm like an advocate, but we do risk assessments before going out to see young people.
Yeah.
So I guess as a practitioner in this kind of field, social care, social work kind of thing.
Okay, so first question, do you feel safe?
Do I feel safe what in the world?
Do you... none of us feel safe. Have you seen outside?
Did you see the video of that guy on the overground? It's always the overground.
The black guy that attacked the girls.
Is he black? I didn't even know what he was because he was insulting the girls for being black.
I'm not even gonna lie, I saw the video and I read the comments because I didn't have time to listen to what he was saying.
But that just shows it's a dangerous world out there. But anyways, do I feel safe? So
do you feel safe in your role as a children's advocate, but you're social? I'm still calling you social because you're still a social worker.
Yes, I feel safe now because of the things that my organisation has put in place. Like, I would say,
give us an example.
Okay, so for example, with myself, before I work with a young person, I ask the young person if they, first of all, have any risks that they're aware of, anything that they want to share with me. I have to ask this information, and then I have to ask their consent, whether they give me consent to talk to their social worker or their key worker or anyone that works with them about the risks of working with them. So that can look like anything from mental health issues to actual like physical risks, like them threatening people, anything that I need to be aware of. And there's a list of questions that my organisation gives to all of the advocates to send to workers. I don't think that was given to us as like a thing to search out for. Every time I work with a young person, they could have had an advocate the week before. I have to send it again because within a week you don't know what could have happened. So now I feel safe, or I feel more comfortable, because if I look at the paper and an email and if anything they highlight, I don't feel safe, I don't need to go out and see the young person. We can just do phone advocacy because my service is not like statutory Frontline. Visiting, like I don't have to visit them. Having an advocate is the right of a young person, especially that's in care or leaving care. They have a right to advocacy. However, advocacy can look different. It doesn't have to be face to face. So I feel like I have that autonomy now to decide and tell my supervisor, actually this guy on the phone, sometimes when he's angry and he's talking about his social worker, he can start swearing and saying all these things, so I don't feel comfortable going to see him. And she'd be like, don't go. However, I think in previous roles it was quite difficult because you had that statutory demand that you have to go see the young person within a time scale.
You have to go every 6 weeks, every 2 weeks if there's concern.
You have to prepare for that. And you don't know what you're going to see when you go to the young person's house. So if that makes sense, I feel like I'm safe now, but I think in previous, and this is not, if anyone goes on my LinkedIn, this is not to say specific borough was dangerous or whatever, but I think being a frontline social worker, naturally you're open up to more risks when you're working alone, and especially as females. So what about you? Like, do you feel safe?
No, I do not. I'm joking. I feel safe. You can never, let me just deal with it, you can never feel 100% safe.
No.
Because you just don't know.
You don't know the risks.
But in my role as a supervising social worker, I do feel pretty safe. Unless, the only time I think I feel a bit uneasy is if it's like an unaccompanied asylum seeking child that's actually an adult and I don't know where you came from. Sorry. But that's the only
not even-
time. I think that's a whole nother discussion, because these age assessments, they're in on it because he's clearly 30. He's not 15.
But this is a government issue.
Yeah, it's a big issue, but that's off topic. But that's the only time I might be a bit weary, or if it's like a young person, a very complex young person missing substance misuse. Like I had a very complex young person, but I feel like because of how I look and how I am, there wasn't really there wasn't really that barrier. But no, I do feel pretty safe in my role now.
How about you?
However,
previous to that?
No, I'll go to that. But however, during winter, no.
Ooh.
During winter, no. I'm sorry, but I've been in Kent. I'm in Kent before. I was in areas like Fulham and stuff. There was one time I went to see carers in Fulham, and I went around some alley, and something was like, get your phone out. It was not something, it was God.
It was God.
Like, get your phone out. And I was just like, why am I just got like a weird feeling. Then as I'm walking, I just see some figure moving. I was like, what is this? And then I realised it was just some pervy man at the end of the road. So I had to call my foster carers and be like, there's a strange guy at the end of the road. Like, would one of you just mind coming out of the road to draw some attention? But I didn't feel, in winter, whether you're driving or you're not, I generally don't feel safe as a social worker in winter times because I'm all over the place. But going back to like my frontline experience, hell no. Like, what, even when they were saying, you know, contact us and we have WhatsApp groups and stuff, I don't have time to text if I'm running, do I? Am I going to be able to?
It's not even funny, but you think about some of the things that they
When
suggest.
you think of a scenario, like when I hear social workers telling me they've been locked in bathrooms and
pushed against the wall.
Is there time to text? Wait, just pause. Is there time to text? Get out of my house! You're gonna, there's no time for it.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I've been in scenarios and I literally felt like the whole of hell was in the room, with parents that just hate me, with kids that are dashing. There was a family I went to see and the children were throwing things from the top of the stairs. No, I will never forget this family. The kids decided the social worker was coming. They weren't throwing light stuff as well. It started off with shoes, then toys, and they'll get one of them through the iron. And I was like, I hope that I hit your dog, because that could have been meant for me.
But imagine the social worker, how they were feeling like.
Yeah. So as a student, I think I played that. I'm a student card a bit too well, because I could have still got attacked.
Yeah. But I'm a student. I'm not the allocation social worker.
It's not safe. I'm so sorry. And even like we were speaking earlier about, even with foster carers, a lot of foster, it's another topic. Foster carers that abuse children and stuff. That's another topic. But you can never, as social workers, we have to always use professional curiosity. You can never look at something face value, because you're all smiling and you're playing a lot of people play the game, know when to clean their house at the right time, know all of that. I can't trust this. What I'm seeing here. I have to use my curiosity. I still have to explore. That camera wasn't on the floor before. This wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? I can't ever take anything.
Scan the room, scan the person.
This is what I was even saying before, like how much social workers have dropped children off to foster placements.
Oh yeah.
And they don't even come in the home, and they don't even check the child's room.
It's so scary because you don't know what's on the other side.
You don't know. And it will be like they will now contact me to be like, when are you next due to see a visit? I will ignore you. I will plain blank not reply. Even if you CC my manager, I will not reply. Even if I've seen the child, that's your young person that you're supposed to see every 6 weeks. But no, in Frontline, I did not feel safe.
It's a scary world out
Even
there.
with families that I would see often and think, they're alright, you know.
Because one thing can make someone switch on you.
Literally. I've had people shouting in my face. No, so to answer your question, it's a mixture.
It's a mixture. See, as professionals, we definitely have to keep safe, but it's difficult because there needs to be higher up stuff that people do, the directors and all these people, to make sure people feel safe.
This is why I always question loan working policies. So where I work now, when I started, one of the first things I asked is, where's your loan working policy? Why is the loan working policy you have outdated to 4 years ago? Can you please update it? Because as a new staff that's come in, I need to know what your policy is around. And I'm sorry, but things like WhatsApp groups and all of that, let us know when you get home, that's all good. But in a state of emergency, I'm not thinking to text my phone. I'm thinking like to go to a place of safety. I'm thinking to run, you know. And this is why I think this is why one day I'm going to become an advocate for social workers, because why have police officers got all of this technology to defend themselves and we don't have nothing?
Police officers come to houses in pairs, in threes, in fives. It's only social workers with their little handbag that will come and knock on the door. There's some houses that police officers don't go to by themselves.
They don't.
And it just questions. It's just. I get that we don't have enough social workers, but I just think for the ones that we have, the system is not taking care of them, and that's why everyone's leaving.
No, it's not.
Because
yeah,
anything can happen, and we've heard about people, unfortunately, being attacked and unfortunately, you know, passing away because of families.
Or being in unsafe situations and not having support.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you can still be in a buddy. Because I've heard it, you can still be in a buddy and stuff happens.
Stuff happen, yeah.
Because me personally, if I'm in a buddy, I don't know you. When that
running away.
I'm sorry, yeah, but I was good at sports and I can run quite fast.
Sefra is all.
I'm leaving. I love you. Like I'll be like, I'm going. I'm gone.
Sefra's like,
especially when you go to homes and they have pets and they want to use the pets
against you
as a weapon.
That's why I always ask, do you have pets? I'm not stepping in your house, because they say it's friendly, but they've trained the dog.
There was one visit I did with another. This was when I was on my first placement with another social worker. Well, he wasn't a social worker, he was a care worker in mental health. It's like, oh, the dog's not that big. It's just a little bite. Tell me why when the door opened, it's just a cute little dog. Comes one big bear looking, dinosaur looking, ape looking thing, and it jumped on the guy and the guy nearly dropped. And you know what I did? I shut the gate. And I went on the other side of the road and I said, what was you saying about little dog? You're too fast. You're too fast. I was on the other side of the road watching and I said, what should I do? Should I call the police? And then the guy was like, he's just friendly, mate. No. He's just friendly. I was like, I'm not going in the house.
Animals are unpredictable.
Animals are too unpredictable. And they know their carer. If you're caring for a pet well, they pick up on your energy. I don't want to say energy because I don't...
No, but as in like...
But they pick up on... They will know if like...
Like, for example, as a human being, if you see someone and they're anxious or scared, you know.
Yeah, and they know you. So if that's why sometimes when you go to pets, it will just be so random. You like, man, I was just sitting on the train the other day and this dog just went in attack mode on everyone. But the dog was just reading it as the care, like I'm saying the carer, but like his owners were just looking a bit uneasy. So he thought attack mode. And it was like, actually it's not that. In the social work, how much percentage females and how much percentage male social workers was there?
First of all, you guys guess in the comments. Guess. I'm gonna wait for you to guess. I'm joking. So it says Children and Family Social Work Force Collection from 2016 to 17. 85% of social workers were female. That means only 15 were male.
Yeah, it's a female dominant.
Yeah. But imagine all the complex men we have to deal with.
I know.
The care leavers, don't even get me started. Like, just so many complex people. That people working in child protection, the dads that are quite abusive.
Yeah. And
most of them are females working with these people. And it's just, you have to keep yourself safe. And then like,
everyone just thinks we've got some invisible shield. Even when I was reading the case study about the man that got stabbed, how much times on a home visit.
In a home visit.
And it's just like...
It's really upsetting.
Yeah. But it does make me think though, like, what is the outcomes of some of these social work deaths? Because I ain't seen nothing. Like, what has actually been put in place to protect us better? Okay, you can say you can, you know...
Have a rape alarm when you're holding it. Like... The things
they don't provide that though.
No, exactly.
I actually got mine from university and then it timed out and then whatever. But they don't actually provide us with anything. They think we just have shields and we don't.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Especially for child protection social workers. I'm sorry, but I feel like maybe not a walkie-talkie. That's a bit too much. But I feel like there should be some sort of device
body cam or something. I mean, police
body cam would actually change the game.
Yeah, because police have it. Social workers should have it because then it will help with your case noting.
Yeah, and as well, that would also prevent false allegations.
The social worker touched me, or I was at the door and they done something.
Oh, the social worker actually got body cam. That is actually such a good idea. That is such a good idea.
If police can have it, why can't
But then
we?
apparently London local boroughs don't have the money for that, or the funding for that apparently. But then you have a big Tottenham stadium and you have all of this stuff that you can pay for and spend how much money on, like, the King's coronation.
Or with the high risk young people and families, making sure they do that. But anyways, there's a lot of ideas and suggestions that we can make. But you were mentioning Nana doing great work, trying to Nana from the social work and mental podcast work, and he has a government petition out about the safety of social workers, I believe.
Please sign it. I will leave it down below. Trying
to really gather up people there needs to be some sort of review. He's trying to push for like a review of the deaths of social workers and making sure the government does something about it. Because when there's a baby dying, there's a review. There's case reviews and all these kind of reviews. But when a social worker dies, it's like their life was never important. Oh,
that was sad. Did you hear what happened? Okay, what are we getting for lunch kind of vibe, and it's just like, it does make me think though, like
one moment of silence for whatever, and then that's it.
We didn't even get a silence for the NHS clap and all of that, so let's not even go there. But it does make me think, like, our social workers half dead. I do think that, like, our people so burnt out and they're just not alive. They don't have the fight in them anymore to actually stand up for what's right. Because I do
think should be protesting, innit? We spoke about this.
Even like me exploring my future roles. I'm sorry, I'm coming to flip the table. It's my safety. Me. I have family and friends to account for. I've got future spouse and future kids
to think about.
I've got my it's my future as well.
You shouldn't be having to go to work and feeling like, God forbid, but you might not even come back to your family. It's only so many. There's a limited amount of roles in the UK that happens to.
Even when they say, I remember there was a buddy, they would always get this guy that shouldn't laugh.
And she's still laughing.
They would always get this guy to buddy up with people.
And then I feel sorry for the men, sorry, because
they'll get people to buddy up with this guy. But I was like, I'm stronger than him. He can't defend me. If you're gonna buddy someone, please, like like, make it make sense. Like, if that person can't even defend himself, why do you think he should buddy? Give me someone strong. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, I bet, you know, girl, I need someone that's way taller, bigger than me if we're actually gonna go and
have a chance. I'm sorry, but I have to laugh. Because I know you do with what you can, innit? But we just have to make it make sense. Because I'm sorry, but he was one Margot guy, yeah? And I was like, he's running first. You know, you always see them videos and the guy runs first and he leaves.
Well, the guy pushes you.
he will sacrifice you and go about his business.
Oh, and then I was going to say, then there's so much pressure on the men that are in social work. To have like kind of dual kind of roles where you're a social worker or you're a personal advisor or you're a family support, but it also feels like there's this invisible kind of security guards kind of thing, because you're always called on to help the ladies out, and
but the same way I can get attacked, he can also get
attacked as well.
If you look at a lot of the social work deaths, especially the old, I think she was 61, Nigerian woman who went and she called the police, but the person attacked her, and it was kind of like it was a setup. I think it was in Wood Green, I think, but it was basically a setup. They had an inkling she was coming, and they had someone to say like, yeah, she's there, and she was set up basically and brought to her death. And it does make me think it's just not worth it, but then it's like, we're in it for a reason.
That's the thing. So, you have to find the balance, because we're in this space for a reason, and it's not going to be easy.
Voice it.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy working with anyone. And because of the traumatic experiences that people go through, it causes their behaviour and mental health to be up and down. So we can actually work with a young person one day and they could be fine. Something traumatic might happen and then it just triggers something. And this person that was cool with you, now he's at risk of sexually assaulting you or assaulting you. Like, there's just so many layers to it. So as Sephra said,
and as well, it's not just the physical strength or how a person appears physically as well. It is also mental. Because listen, like, it's real, you know.
Schizophrenia, psychosis.
I feel like that is even worse, because a person can just, because I like to watch a lot of CSI and stuff like that, but if you look at like when a person's mental health, or they're going through some sort of schizophrenia or bipolar, and like the way their mind just switching, it's like, I was watching something on TikTok the other day, and this mum, she had postpartum after her baby, and then she just heard a voice saying that
kill the baby.
She heard a voice saying that the baby was something. The baby was steak or something, and she killed her.
Oh, I've heard.
She killed her newborn baby and ate part of the baby's brain.
I've heard of it. Please, yeah.
But it just makes me think, I can actually be talking to you now, and then you look at me and say I'm steak, and then you want it like. It's not even funny. I won't even laugh about it, because it's real. It's real, you know.
Because you can't open someone's brain and find out.
Yeah.
Unless people have, and this is why we was even talking earlier about assessments. Like, there's not enough psychological assessments
there's
done on families, on children, on mums, on dads.
Yeah.
Because there's just, people say not enough funding and not enough time. But I do think if that's put in place, so many of these deaths that are happening, some psychologists would have clocked from day, there's something wrong with this person. Maybe they need to go to therapy, or maybe they need to be put on this medication, or maybe they need to be a bit distant from, you know, their child. You know, even all these different things that happen to people. Yeah. There's a root, and it starts from somewhere. Yeah, there's a root to everything. So, yeah.
But this is why, listen, I don't know about you, if you got faith, you don't have a faith, but for me personally, I'm praying. Like, before I go to visits, I pray, and
cover yourself.
If I feel like something, it's not professional curiosity, there's another words where, like, you just know something, you have an inkling, but you can't describe where that came from. If I get a funny feeling about something, it could just be something as simple as calling my manager and be like,
gut feeling.
A gut feeling, yeah. Like, it just be like, I don't feel 100% about this, or maybe I should change the day of the visit, or like, maybe do you want to come, should we do a joint visit the next time? Like, if I feel iffy about something,
don't go.
I won't go.
Yeah. Don't.
But I feel like prayer is so important in this job, in life.
In life, yeah, but especially when you're dealing with people that
complex cases,
most of the people that we're dealing with, they've gone through trauma.
Yeah.
Both the parents, the young people, the adults.
And trauma can surface at any time. At any time.
You think you're over something, then one thing happens and boom.
You saw something, you smelt something, you heard something, and then it would just be like it brought you back, and then all of a sudden you're acting out.
Yeah, even some specific social workers can trigger young people.
Yeah.
Having a black male social worker can trigger someone that never had a dad around.
Yeah.
And that's why they're acting out. But if we don't kind of search for that deeper thing.
But do we always have time to?
That's the thing, we don't.
We don't.
We're not therapists.
We don't.
We have that element of...
And a lot of the time you get to make that analysis over time.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like...
That was it.
But because I've got such a high caseload, because I'm doing late visits and stuff, I didn't have the time to. This is why we just need more support.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, we need more support around the young people and families. That whole system. Systems
and one way to actually get that done, like I was bringing it up in my supervision with my manager, and I said, I feel like when you're case managing, or like when you're supervising social workers as a manager, you should try to visit those homes with the social worker, and you should really try to not just know a name, but you should try to actually know who they are. I feel like if there was more oversight in that way, I know not every manager can do it, they don't have the capacity, but to actually go with that social worker, meet the children, and let them know who you are as well. Because I can't tell you how much times I've gone on visits with my managers, and she's seen stuff that I've not seen. Like one time we went and she saw a camera, and I was like, there wasn't a camera there. I went back up, what's the camera doing there? But it's stuff I miss.
Eyes,
having a fresh eyes.
I remember in placement, one of my managers just did tell me about having the fresh eyes, and sometimes grabbing someone to go with. Because you've been to that home a couple of times, it's almost like you're used to, okay, the sofa's
even if it's not your manager, if you have a senior practitioner in your
student, sometimes if you're experienced, you can grab a student along. 2 eyes is better than one, I think. So any tips you would give?
I think I've kind of just mentioned it. Be accountable. I mean, I'm a kind of extreme person, and I don't think carrying stuff on you for your own safety is too much. Like I've actually, during winter when I was doing a lot of, you know, visits in like Gravesend and Feltham and all these places, it wouldn't just be my team, because I don't actually have a WhatsApp team where I work, but it would actually be a friend that would be like, nah Sef, you're always working late, like share your location with me, you know, like let me know when you get home, whatever. I'd actually have friends that will keep me accountable, because one particular friend, Jasmine, she would always be like, just share your location with me before I go to bed, I'll make sure you get home and stuff. Pray.
Sharing your location, that's a good thing. When
there's so many small things that can be put in place. Like I think on my work phone my location's always shared, but that's the thing, it's at a point where you're not going to go to look for my location and there's a reason, and God forbid you'll never ever find that reason.
Amen.
Like to be having searched my location. But there's just small things that can be put in place just to give us a bit more security and make us just feel that much safer. But I do feel it's particularly for those that are in child protection, because I don't think there is enough for them.
Yeah,
there is enough in place.
But if you don't feel safe, just get out. It's not worth the money, I think, to sacrifice your safety. If you feel like it's not safe and your managers are not being supportive, and there's a specific family that they're always threatening you, and you think, oh okay, they'll stop, don't wait until it's too late. And God forbid, do you get what I mean? But don't wait. There's so many stories, and I'm sure there's more, because it's unreported.
There is so many stories.
But people stay in the role because they're agency social work, or they're getting paid, they have this mortgage. God forbid, if you
just, do you know why a lot of people actually stay in roles?
They don't want to change.
Because they're comfortable.
Yeah, they don't want to change.
They're so...
Remember, we've had this conversation so many times.
Like, you're so comfortable. Because I just think, I think I'm generally going to be that person that always moves and looks for something new.
Like
regardless of whatever. Because I just think that when you get comfortable, that's when it gets sticky.
Yeah.
Like unless it's like stuff. Okay, I've got a 1-year-old and I'm a single mum, whatever, and you know you're forced in that position, but there's always something new. There's always
something in social work. That's the thing.
There's always something. Yeah.
If you have a social work degree and experience, your options are unlimited.
Yeah.
So if you don't feel safe, start planning to move on. Like that's the number one thing. It's not worth it. I'll tell anyone, because we don't want to hear another death.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Of a social worker.
No, so, like it's just not. It's not on. I'm sorry, it's not on. I don't hear this much deaths with police officers. It's not on.
No,
it's not on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave your comments down below, like this video, share, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.